There we go.
Rock and roll.
Welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
So I am here with Kevin Edwards. Welcome to St. Augustine Live and Local. This is a double header today. I had Smoking Joe Shower in this morning, and I got Kevin in this afternoon. I'm super happy. So I first met you at Joe's open mic a couple months ago now.
Yeah.
You just recently moved back to St. Augustine, and you're a local boy, but you were 25 years in Texas.
Long time. Long time. It's fun to be an adult in St. Augustine now.
What took you to Texas?
I honestly tell people I drove west until people liked my music, and ended up in Houston, Texas, where I ran into a crew similar to the crew at Smoking Joe's open mic night. Mm-hmm. You know, there's that sense of welcomeness there, mm-hmm. and support, and I found that in Texas at a place called Blanco's Bar and Grill, mm-hmm. in River Oaks, Texas, Houston, Texas, and it was this little honky tonk in the middle of the most expensive neighborhood in all of Houston, but that was quite a journey. And then my journey in Texas took me all the way up to West Texas, up the New Mexico line to Amarillo, on into out of bounds territory, as they call it, but on into Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then down to the DFW area, so Dallas and Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. But 25 years worth of journey and raising kids, and good times. But very, very happy to be home. Very happy to be home. And
you spend 25 years in a place that, you'd think that would get to be home. What brought you back?
46 years old now. It's more than half my life that I spent out there. So mm-hmm. that was, but I think this was always home. I didn't shed one tear, leaving, I don't think, getting mm-hmm. back here. Yeah. My parents are still here. Lucky they're still alive at 77. And I got friends and family that are still here. So it's good. Really good to be home.
Yeah, that would brought you back as your parents are still around. You want to take advantage of that while you can?
My daughter was supposed to be coming here and going to Flagler College, mm-hmm. but like a lot of women, she changed her mind. So she actually did stay in Texas. She just got her first apartment, and the day of, she already texted me asking me for grocery money. So, so I'm reaching that stage of parenthood now, the long distance support.
Yeah,
so I'm sure there will be songs to come to be written about that relationship at long distance now.
Yeah, I did that to my parents when I went off to college.
Nice, and, yeah.
Luckily, my dad supported me. I would not be where I am today if it were not for my dad.
Nice, yeah, I know.
So I met you, like I said, at Joe's open mic at Ann O'Malley's Tuesday night.
Every Tuesday night, yeah, brilliant.
And that Friday, you were playing a gig at Ann O'Malley's.
Joe was very, very supportive of me. I think Joe could tell that I had a professional playing background, and he's on the lookout. He's scouting for those for the owners there at Ann O'Malley's to provide them with talent. I guess on the weekends and stuff. And he was gracious enough to send a video over to Kelly. And yeah, they had a cancellation or an opening and called on me, and then they've been really great to me. I play there every third Friday now, mm-hmm. And then I'll fill in too if they have a cancellation or last minute thing. But mm-hmm. yeah, I've been playing there at Ann O'Malley's, and I've been playing at Hurricanes in St. Augustine Beach,
yeah, and
then working into the Milltop Tavern, and that's pretty much it. I don't. My goal is not to play every day. My goal is to play once a week, mm-hmm. As far as a performance, going out playing. So just looking for those last two fillers, and I'll be once a week somewhere and have a good time of it.
So you still got a couple of spots left?
I do. Yeah. Definitely. And I'm kind of a weird cat. I only play at places I want to play at.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I'm actually very selective of where I would play, and you won't find me in many strip malls, mm-hmm. But standalone, locally owned businesses, always that support local music. I'm always pretty readily available for those type of people.
Yeah, I'm big on venues that support local music.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and so if you're out there and you're watching this and you got a spot in St. Augustine that this is my dog whining.
It's all right. Yeah,
wants to come in. If you got a spot in St. Augustine, you better act fast because Kevin's filling up. Now you only want to play once a week because you have a pretty interesting day job.
Sure, yeah.
You're a golf pro.
Yeah, the singing golf pro. Yeah. Definitely along the lines of the 10 cup style of golf pro. And I did that throughout all my journeys in Texas. Did that the whole time I was playing music out there. I always would do golf and guitar, And I actually, when I was in Tulsa, I actually opened up my own little shop. It was called Golf and Guitar, and I taught under the same roof golf lessons and guitar lessons.
Nice.
And that was a super fun time of my life. I really enjoyed that.
Did you ever have any customer that did both?
That was the end goal, actually, to introduce golfers to guitar and guitarists to golf, and it worked really well. And I used to sell product in both and do lessons, and really ever since then I've done that to some degree. When I was in McKinney, Texas, I couldn't afford the shop rent for the space that I needed to do both under the same roof. But I started working at a club, and then I would I rented a little small space for my guitar lessons. And I haven't done that yet in St. Augustine. Right now I'm kind of featuring what I call Guitar Lessons by the Sea. And basically I'm just meeting my new guitar students here at local seaside parks, and we just enjoy the ocean breeze and pick a little guitar. So that's kind of neat. But I haven't decided yet if I'll get back into full-time, I hate to use the word stress, but the full-time stress of business ownership,
Yeah.
But so I'm enjoying where I'm at right now, just teaching golf and playing music to my schedule, and I like where I'm at right now in life.
That's great stuff. So if you're out there again and you like what Kevin does, and you will, because he's a mighty fine picker, you can find him on Facebook at St. Augustine Guitar Lessons by the Sea. It is. That's a pretty brand new thing, but it is cool. Appreciate that. Shout out. Well, let's spice this up and not leave all the good stuff to the end. Why don't you you play that song you just played for? That's an original, right?
That is, and that actually is about. That song must be 25 years old, because that's the song I wrote about Blanco's Bar and Grill, where I fell in line with my buddies that really encouraged me to pursue music. But you want to hear that one?
I would love to hear that one.
Let's see there. I'm heading to my stomping ground, to the place that every time I turn around, well, all I see's a familiar face. And I'll go round shaking hands, say hello to the band, ask them pretty girls to dance. And I'll spin around the floor till she cannot take no more. Then I'll head to the bar and buy us a drink. Oh, but before I can bat an eye, my best friend done stole her from my side, and I'm left alone with my beer. Oh, but that's okay, 'cause she's got a friend. I'll just have to start all over again with those pickup lines and Texas charm. Oh, to tell the truth, it's just fun and games. By the end of the night, we don't remember any names, and I'm going fishing at the break of dawn. That's the life I've been leading, expressing this so-called freedom. And I'll wave as I go down, 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 back to my side of town. Telling jokes and cutting up, getting drunk and losing trucks. That seemed to be the life that I'd lead. And the truth remains, and I understand I should try and be a better man, but my age, it escapes my memory. Yes, I never meant to let my mama down. She raised me better than half of these clowns, but the circus, it's so damn fun. Yeah, lions and tigers, rings of fire, motorcycles and wild desires. Don't you walk, you better run. That's the life I've been leading, expressing my so-called freedom. I'll wave as I go down, 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 back to my side of town. Yeah, I'll wave as I go down, 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 back to my side of town.
That's great.
So yeah, that back to my side of town. I couldn't afford to live in River Oaks, obviously, so I'd have to drive up there, and I lived down in the southwest side of Houston at that time at a little apartment complex called River Rain Apartments. I'll never forget it. But basically, when you live in a place like that, they don't mess with you because they know you don't have anything. Mm-hmm. But no, we go to River Oaks. And it was a good time. Blanco's Bar and Grill. I'm sad to say it's no longer there, but it had a hell of a history.
Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah, it had a heck of a history. One of my favorite bands, 1100 Springs, got their start there. They really supported them and let them do a lot of big shows. So that was cool.
That's great. Now, let's talk about your equipment.
Sure.
You like to play a nylon string
guitar. I do, yeah. This is what I call my $99 acoustic. And I was very fortunate when I was a young man here in Jacksonville over in the Five Points district. I believe it was called Blue Moon Music. But I was able to take guitar lessons from an old surfer named Ron Johnson. Mm-hmm. And he was friends with my uncle, Leonard Lott. We call Leonard Buddy. But old-time friend of my uncle's, who's in the music business as well. He owns Berlin Guitars in Berlin, Germany. But Ron Johnson was a guy that got me into finger picking. Mm-hmm. And he had these bear paws. And he would tell me, you can't rip the strings off a guitar. And but he also told me about a cat that played too heavy-handed and nobody wanted to listen to him. Didn't matter how good he was, but so he was real big on touch and tone. And he told me, he said, Kev, your job is to make your $100 guitar sound like a $1,200 guitar. And I just really took that to heart. So I think it's kind of on that note that I still play this literally $99 acoustic. And I've had to change the tuning keys 3 or 4 times because they're $99 acoustic tuning keys. But I've swapped them out quite a bit. But I do like it. The way I play, if I was to play, when I play 3-hour shows, if I was to play a steel string guitar, my fingers would be just nubbed out raw. So that is one of the other particular reasons why I play it. But the most irritating sound to me is actually the high E string on a steel string acoustic, and I really don't like it. And you'll notice in a lot of my tones, I don't even play the high E on a lot of my picking patterns. It's a little more mellow,
kind of like a
classical, but
kind of like a jazzer. They don't.
Yeah,
I just hit the top
avoid,
E string a lot either.
Yeah, I just avoid that high E string at all cost, and try to EQ it out as much as possible if I'm strumming. But I like that. I've always been attracted to the bassier tones. That's why I do the Travis picking with that. Yeah,
I think it's a lot of it's in the fingers. If somebody is a great player, they can play a cardboard box and it would sound great.
That's funny. Yeah, I actually used to build cigar box guitars, and they somehow got featured on an NPR newscast, and when they did so, my phone started ringing off the hook because somehow they mispronounced it. Like I had produced the cigar box guitars for these famous musicians, and I listened back and I see why people might have thought that because of the way the guy said it, but they're talking about like B.B. King's cigar box guitar, and but it wasn't me that built B.B. King's cigar box, but my phone started ringing, and so all of a sudden I knew I was shipping cigar boxes across the whole country, and literally got me burnt out on what started as a passion, just building 3-string slide cigar box guitars. But you'll still see me pull out my 3-string slide at some of my shows and jam on that a little bit. It's a lot of fun homemade instrument.
So on a nylon string guitar, you usually have a big, fat, wide fretboard and sort of large, flat radius. Do you find that is better for you playing, or you just like the sound?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I have these big old gorilla paw hands anyway, but I appreciate the spacing between the strings, so I think you do get a clearer note for finger style. Like if I was to play a steel string acoustic, I would look for those same specs. Actually, Yamaha has a steel string acoustic out there my brother played, and it has the classical width on the neck, but it's a steel string. Really nice guitar. But and then you can, of course, custom order, other guitars of that same spacing. But I've never noticed it to be a hindrance to my playing because, like I said, I do have rather large hands. But it amazes me. You watch some of these classical guitar videos on Instagram or YouTube, and there's these. I think it's technique. There's these small children or ladies with petite hands that are just killing the classical guitar playing now. So I think it's all in training. Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing you think you're good at that there's not a little Asian kid on YouTube that can blow you away.
Yeah. That's 6 years old and already doing it beyond you will ever accomplish. Absolutely.
That's exactly right. Better than I'll ever be in my entire life.
No, I do love it.
So, why don't you give us another song? Let me ask you this before you get going. In terms of genre, I would say my feeling is that you do a lot of country, a lot of Texas flavored stuff. You do a lot of, I think you probably do some Johnny Cash. You do a lot of Waylon Jennings. I've heard you do, I think, some Willie Nelson.
John Prine's a big influence too. John Prine's one of my favorites, and I do like I like Johnny. And I like Willie, tremendous, and pretty much all those. My true favorites. I'm kind of weird. I was never really a huge fan. I get left out of most conversations about music because I don't know the names of the bands. I don't know the names of the band members. I mean, I could name one Eagle, Don Henley, and I honestly, Joe Walsh too. Okay, so Don Henley and Joe Walsh. There's two for what? 5 or 7. I don't know how many are in there, but I just was never a music history buff. I was never a fan, especially in my adult life. I mean, I literally live music every day, teaching it and performing and playing. And so I do other things when I go home. I don't go home and listen to music or watch concerts. I was never a real big concert goer. But strangely enough, people that surprises a lot of people. But no, if you took me to trivia night, we would lose. We would lose bad. But I do have a huge appreciation for the songwriters out there that have done it, that are out there playing their songs and just putting them into the world. Adam Carroll's probably my all-time favorite. Adam Carroll wrote a song called Rice Birds that really hits deep with me. He's got a million other songs that are brilliant. I'm a huge Todd Snyder fan. I just love his show. I mean, he's such a storyteller and he's funny, and I consciously try to do that in my songs, is to add a little bit of humor, not be so serious. I think songwriters get a bad rep. If somebody says I'm a songwriter, it's like, oh God, let's get around and get the razor blades out, and and it's so sad and depressing. But I remember making a conscious effort to write happy, upbeat songs, and kind of change that. So that's what I try to do. So I try to put a little humor in it.
I can tell.
You want to hear another one?
Absolutely.
Let's try. Here's one when I was in West Texas. This is a fun one. Unbeknownst to me, I took a golf pro job in Yoakum County, Denver City, Texas. 30 minutes from Hobbs, New Mexico, and they didn't tell me it was a dry county. So I get out there, and being single, I, of course, said, well, if there's no bars, where do I meet a girl? And they told me to go to Dale's Venture Foods. So this is what come of that. Well, I'm heading to the marketplace. I'm gonna look to find a sweet embrace. I'm gonna hang out on aisle 4 so I can keep my eye on the door. I'm shopping for a woman tonight, and there's a blonde on aisle 2. She's loading up the best shampoo. I'm gonna get mine from the bottom shelf so I can save $1 or $2 for myself. I'm shopping for a woman tonight. There's a brunette on aisle 6 loading up those donut sticks. I'm gonna go grab a bag of moon pies and look for a sparkle in her eyes. I'm shopping for a woman tonight. My, the girl of my dreams, reading that Cosmo magazine. You know, I better go make my move, 'cause we all know if you snooze, you lose. I'm finding my woman tonight. But I guess she heard my line before, 'cause she chased me right on out that door. Ran me through that parking lot, but oh man, that girl was hot. Yeah, I found my woman tonight. At Dale's Venture Foods. The short version of that song. I won't let you in on what else happened. No, but they are fun now. They're fun. I like taking a life experience, and on that one I actually had to make up aisle 6. Dale's Venture Foods only had 4 aisles. But I needed something to rhyme, so I needed an aisle 6. But I actually literally used to sing for my supper in Denver City. I worked for Wiley Osborne at Yoakum County Golf Club, and they'd have a potluck supper every Tuesday night. And they'd go play a scramble, and then I'd come back and set up my speakers and play the music for them. They really appreciated that entertainment. Good times, for sure.
Good times. Speaking of Tuesday night, I heard you play a song the other night.
That's a fun one too. Yeah,
Tuesday
that one.
Night.
Let me see. That's going back to McKinney, Texas. Yeah. That was that one came out of there. It's about a Valero station. Valero's like a Circle K, but
I sense a theme.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it did involve a woman. No, that is funny. No, that's a good one. You want to hear that one?
I do.
Let's see. That's called Tuesday
I want
Night.
that documented.
Yeah, that's fun. Let's see here. We got old. She had a junior college parking sticker on her beat-up car. I'm not sure she knew what she was going for, but she sure knew how to spend a Tuesday night. With a 6-pack of Shiner Bock and a box of Marlboro Lights. Well, she turned from the counter at that corner store. She had a beer down before she hit the door. Fired up a smoke as soon as she was in her car. And I thought to myself, man, that's the girl I've been looking for. She caught me staring and she rolled her eyes, but then she blew me a kiss. To my surprise, I guess she was thinking, oh, what the hell, why not? And a couple hours later, we was nothing short of tied up in a knot. Well, ain't it funny how we meet these days, and what can take place on a girl's bad day? Let me tell you, son, that was the best damn Tuesday night. With a 6-pack of Shiner Bock and a box of Marlboro Lights. Oh, she had a college parking sticker on her beat-up car. I'm not sure she knew what she was going for, but that girl knew how to spend a Tuesday night. With a 6-pack of Shiner Bock and a box of Marlboro Lights. That's the short version there too, but no, I love to keep them rolling, man. That's fun. Yeah, those are. I won't lie. That one is majority fictitious.
Sure,
but it is fun. It's fun to create these little worlds in your songs, where you're the star of the movie. That was a fun one. But my favorite verse in that one is, "Ain't it funny how we meet these days and what can take place on a girl's bad day." That's my favorite. But and that's what I appreciate about songwriting is the puzzleness of it, the rhyme scheme, and how you can use accents from different parts of the country. And I think Robert O'Keefe does it as one of the best. Probably Todd Snyder second, Adam Carroll for sure. But how you can use the pronunciation and you can slur it or whatever to make it work in a rhyme. And really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. That's a fun one.
I'm going to cycle my camera here. Because I've discovered recently a fascinating thing. And that fascinating thing is that to get around higher taxes on video cameras, DSLR manufacturers make sure that their cameras cannot record video for longer than 30 minutes.
Wow.
And the camera will shut off. It's done it to me twice now. It did it with Rebecca, and it did it to me with Joe this morning.
Nice. I got you. Yeah. That's brilliant.
So I was getting close to 30 minutes. How about that?
That's brilliant. Yeah.
I'll head that off at the pass.
I like that.
So now that you're back in St. Augustine, and you're around town in different venues. You're not just playing. I see you out at open mics. I met you at open mic. You've at Joe's open mic. You've been to the King's Head. Every time I've come, you've been there.
Yeah.
I think you went to. Didn't you go to Freeze?
I went to Freeze just this past Sunday night for the first time.
Just this past Sunday night.
Arnold.
So you say you don't want to play every night, but it seems like you end up playing every night, no matter what.
Yeah, playing on my terms.
You give it away for free.
Give it away. No. That to me really is the heart. Going all the way back to Blanco's Bar and Grill, this cat came in one night, and I wish I remembered his name, but big old burly guy, Texas musician. He played all his own songs, and we're sitting there trying to do the latest cover songs and stuff, and he played all his own songs, and he said, if they don't like it, them. And, but he really encouraged us to find your audience, and play your music your way. There is an audience out there that will like it. He's got to find them, and don't worry about it. If they don't, just keep moving. And no, I really do like the freedom of the open mics. And you'll see me there quite often. But yeah, that's more fun than work. Playing 3 songs and drinking twice as many beers isn't work. That's fun.
It is. There's a clever ulterior strategy. I think that's how you get gigs around this town. Is you get in front of people and you let them see you. Like I said, I saw you that on a Tuesday night, and Friday night you were playing the place.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. There are benefits there. It's open mic's a beautiful thing. It's a place for people to gain experience on stage, and it's a place where experienced players can try new material and meet new people. So it's good for everybody.
I'm in a band, and the 2 people I'm in the band with I met at the open mics.
Open mics, yeah. I've actually never had a band in my entire life. I watched all my friends in high school end up hating each other, and I just thought I never want to do that. And that we're in bands together, but I was drawn to the solo thing for a long time. But if time permits, I might throw together a little project with a bass player and a banjo player, and it's always been there in my mind. I hear it, but I've never put it into action. But I'm sure those people will fall into place at the right time.
The kind of music that you seem to enjoy, which is the kind of music that I enjoy as well, kind of lends itself to it, because I get the impression that you like a lot of 3 and 4 chord songs, like probably a lot of 12-bar blue formats or 1-4-5 formats. It's kind of stuff that's easy to follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're
it's like they told Hank Williams, it's not rocket science. Yeah. None of it's hard. Yeah.
If you're trying to play with somebody and the song has 47 chords and they all take 7 letters to spell them, it's difficult, and that takes a lot of work. That takes
a lot of the fun out of it too.
It takes all the fun out of it. It takes a lot of rehearsal time, and whereas
my favorite John Prine quote is, "There's no better feeling than having a hot song in your pocket, and you're the only one that's ever heard it." And I only say that because John Prine had so many songs that were 3 chords.
Yeah.
But he showed us so many different ways to play those 3 chords. Different, leading with the 4 and falling back on the 1 and the 5, I mean, it's just so many ways. And one of my favorite things to do is just throw John Prine playlist on, just figure out what key of music he's in, and then it's a 1-4-5, and just figuring out how he used the 1, 4, and 5 chords to stag his lyrics and everything. It's really brilliant. Yeah, really is cool.
He's one of my favorites. He could make a song out of nothing. Just
Yeah,
make
yeah.
a banger out of absolutely nothing.
Yep. No, I love that. Yeah, to have it in. He described that as the greatest feelings when it's in your pocket, and you're the only, and it's a hot one, and it's a good one, and you're the only one that's ever heard it. And that is kind of a neat feeling, I think.
He's one of my favorites. What's your favorite Prine song?
I'm very, very partial to That's the Way the World Goes Round. You'll hear me play that one quite a bit. He actually did that one on the Late Show with old Steve, and Steve sang it with him there on the Tonight Show. I'm sorry, the Late Show or Tonight Show. I'm not up to trends, but Steve
Goodman?
No, Steve was it Cordell? Oh, what's the guy on? He took David Letterman's place. Like I said, we would fail trivia, man. We would fail trivia. But,
we would.
But he did. He had John Prine on the show before he passed, and they sang that song. It was a good one, really good one. I do like that one.
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. Yeah.
There you go. Took me a minute.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Want to play that one?
I can pick that up for you a little bit, little John.
Good. I made Joe play Paradise.
Oh, nice. So another John Prine. Yeah, that's kind of a theme, maybe.
That's my favorite song.
Oh, that is a good one. Oh, my favorite line in that one is so many times that the memories are worn.
Yeah.
I mean, who thinks of that brilliance? Mm-hmm. So many times the memories are worn. But I like this one because I have lived in a lot of small towns, and there are a lot of people that think they own them. Mm-hmm. And the truth is they don't. Well, I know a guy got a lot to lose. He's a pretty nice fella, but a little confused. He got muscles in his head that he don't use, and he thinks he owns half this town. Well, he'll start drinking, get a big red nose, treat his old lady like a rubber hose, then he'll take her out to dinner and buy her new clothes. That's the way that the world goes round. Well, that's the way that the world goes round. You're up one day and the next you're down. A half-inch of water ain't gonna drown. That's the way that the world goes round. Well, I was sitting in the bathtub counting my toes. The radiator broke and the water all froze. I'm caught in the cold without my clothes, just naked as the eyes of a clown. Well, I was crying ice cubes, thinking I'd croak. The sun come through the window and the ice all broke. I stood up, laughed like it was a joke, 'cause that's the way that the world goes round. Now that's the way that the world goes round. You're up one day and the next you're down. A half-inch of water, you ain't gonna drown. That's the way that the world goes round. Yeah, that's the way that the world goes round. You're up one day and the next you're down. A half-inch of water, you ain't gonna drown. Now that's the way that the world goes round. John Prine. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, he was brilliant songwriter. That's brilliant.
Have you heard the live version of that song where he tells the story in the middle
about the burrito? The burrito song?
The Happy Enchilada.
The Happy Enchilada. That's right. Like I said, we'll fail at music history. Yes.
It's a Happy Enchilada.
The Happy Enchilada.
Yeah.
Where the lady asked him for the song. Yeah. That's brilliant. I have to give a shout out to Ray Wiley Hubbard, another huge influence on me. Ray Wiley Hubbard was in a kind of he was in a band called the Cowboy Twinkies in the 70s, and through that kind of Kenny Rogers psychedelic, type of rhinestone cowboy country music, and but he redefined himself at age 42 and became a legitimate bona fide songwriter. Just went solo and just started playing. Written a lot of songs, collaborated with a lot of people, but yeah, he's got one called "Without Love." It's one of my absolute favorite songs ever. Ray Wiley Hubbard, "Without Love." And but he starts off that song by somebody asked him if he would play it at their wedding. He said no. He said, the name of the song is "Without Love," and they're like, "Oh no, we love that song." And they said, "Well, if we gave you $100 and fed you," he said, "Well, I'll be there at 11." and then he continues into the song and he says, he stops and he says, now, if anybody here by chance is getting married tomorrow, I could make myself, say before 3 o'clock, after 11, not too early, but before 3 when I leave, He's like, and then he says, if you don't have $100, if you're just having a sordid love affair, I can come hum the chorus outside your hotel room for you, for $35. But now the thing songwriters will do for money, for sure. Yeah, absolutely, because we definitely don't make a lot of it. But yeah, it's something. That's fun.
I love clever turns of phrase in songs. You can have great songs, that have a great hook or whatever it is that don't have a clever turn of phrase. But if a song has a clever turn of phrase, like you were mentioning about the John Prine song "Paradise," about the memories are worn.
Yeah, so many times my memories are worn.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, some of my favorite lines actually. I love the turns of phrase are actually Buffett, like his '70s singer-songwriter stuff. He's got some songs that are just beautiful. Yeah. Like he went to Paris, is like that.
Yeah.
The warm summer breezes, the French wines and cheeses.
Put
his ambitions away.
Yeah.
And,
I surprised myself. I've actually gotten through every single gig that I've done here in St. Augustine since my return without playing a Jimmy Buffett song.
Well,
but
I'll forgive you.
I'm a fan of Pencil Thin Mustache.
Yeah, it's a great song.
I am, and I do like a Pirate Looks at 40. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I do Pirate Looks at 40 in open G on that guitar.
Nice.
That blue one right there. But yeah, that. Another song that has beautiful turns of phrase. I love the 70s Buffett best.
1970s Buffett, yeah.
Yeah, I never considered myself like a parrot head.
Okay. He had a huge following in Texas, man. When I lived in Dallas, he did
huge
a concert.
Following everywhere.
Yeah, I was sad. I actually got to stay at the Margaritaville Hotel up in Jacksonville, and I was kind of like, because I am a fan of everything he accomplished and did, and I was worried that the hotel would be like kind of cheesy or whatever, just kind of gimmicky. But no, it was actually the employees actually cared about him, missed him, were sad that he was gone. But it's full of artifacts, or not artifacts, but memorabilia, like authentic memorabilia from his life and performances.
And all of those locations are full of memorabilia because he created so much of it. It's just. Anyway, I don't want to turn this into a Buffett fest, but
my girlfriend at the time, she literally told me that I was a kid at like Disney World, just so excited, and you turn on the TV and it's a Jimmy Buffett concert. I was like just sitting there, while she was in the shower, I'm watching the Jimmy Buffett concert, and she could hear me laughing and giggling, and it just feel good. I mean, stuff that makes you feel good, that's what we need more of. Yeah,
about half the stuff I do
mission accomplished.
Yeah, about half the stuff I do is Buffett. It was the first stuff I learned on guitar. First song I learned on guitar was Pirate, and then second song was He Went to Paris, and I do quite a few Buffett songs. Not every Buffett song, but quite a few of them.
I like it.
But what else you got?
Well, I do have new stuff on the way. My life fell stagnant, I'd say, for about 13 years, and I didn't really write, but it's because I was living the same life every day. I was doing the same job. I was into a routine, and I've always believed that you really have to live on the road as a young person to really write these great songs. Like from these daily experiences, and it's tough to do when you're just in the same pattern, but. Talk about disrupting your life after 25 years. I've moved back home, and I'm having all sorts of feelings and emotions and about this move, and now that I'm settling in, and things I might have missed while I was gone. So definitely look for new music coming from me. I'm definitely writing again, but they get them out there. But like I said, I think I'll continue to try to put a little bit of humor in it. I think there'll be some more reflection songs coming from me, as opposed to just about drinking and having fun. But now, do you want to hear another one? What do you think?
I do.
What are you in the mood for?
Absolutely.
Let's see here.
I want to hear what you want to play.
Well, let's see here. This one, I do like. This is one of my favorite songs that I ever wrote. It's called "Life's Too Short?" Meaning, how can life be too short? You know, and the way I think there's a little bit of how silly we are to waste some aspects of our life. But let me see what I got for you. It's just a little, I call it bluegrassy, but probably a little Travis clawhammer type of thing. Third verse of this one is my absolute favorite, maybe that I've ever written. Well, time, I've seen it wasted. Whole time I've seen it try to be saved. I can't help, I just wonder to myself, how am I spending my time these days? 'Cause life's too short, too short. Life's too short, now what the hell does that mean? It ain't hard, ain't that hard. You fall in love and skip that in between. Now some folks leave this world before they are ready, and others seem to take too damn long. I can't help, I'm just wondering to myself, am I living right or living wrong? Life's too short, too short. Life's too short, now what the hell does that mean? Ain't that hard, it ain't that hard. Fall in love and skip the in-between. Now love's supposed to be all that matters. When you find love, you ain't supposed to let it go. We'll talk about disrespect in time. How many times love been kicked down that road? Life's too short, too short. Life's too short, what the hell does that mean? Ain't that hard, it ain't hard. You fall in love and skip the in-between. Woo.
Great song.
Thanks, man. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I love that one. That's
Seems like you got a million great songs.
I do have a lot, you know, and it's funny that I've never had the opportunity to get them to final product. When I was growing up, I really admire your studio here, by the way. It's a great place. When I was growing up, the thing was, if somebody, if they liked you, if your music was meant to be recorded, you know, somebody from the industry would come along and they would record it, and it wouldn't cost you anything. You know what I mean? Like, it would be that way. But then private home studio recording started to come on the scene. When the internet came out and stuff, and we started getting these technologies to do this at home. But I guess what I'm saying in result is, now I feel like that is actually a reality, to get my music documented. I did have the opportunity to record about 30 of my songs about 2 years ago, but then the deal fell through and I didn't get it to vinyl. That was my goal, to get it to vinyl, but the deal fell through and I didn't get my final product, so kind of left with a lot of great source material, but nothing to that extent. And I learned from that experience. That was my first recording experience. And but now my next goals, I want to try to get savvy with social media, and I would like to release all of my songs. I'm doing this little project I call Kevin Edwards Black and White, and I'm gonna just on my video camera record all of my songs in black and white film, and then release them. And then as my new stuff starts coming rolling out, I'm gonna release that in color. But I'm really attracted to this new technology. My brother kind of shared it with me, and you know, it's like a music video like now, but there's some cool things they can do with video and the effects and stuff. And so that's what's going to be keeping me busy this next year or two, I think, and getting all the old stuff documented properly, and then start releasing the new stuff. But
well,
yeah, they get them. Do you want to hear one more?
I would.
Yeah.
And just in passing, I would love to record you.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Love it.
Yeah. I do appreciate this setting, too, for a lot of my songs, live recording, versus click track stuff. But click track serves a purpose. It's important, you know. But I really did, I do love this open live recording, you know. It just depends what to get. But yeah, that's something there. But yeah, what are you feeling? This is one of my newer songs that I did manage to muster. This one's a little bit of something. Let's see here. called Don't Worry on Me. Don't worry on me, I'ma be just fine. Oh, can't you see? You shouldn't waste your time. Pretty darling now, don't you worry on me. Don't you knock on my door, don't you peek my fence. Oh, it ain't my job to make it all make sense. Pretty darling now, don't you worry on me. Don't you call my name, don't you ask my friends. Oh, none your business about where I've been. Pretty mama now, don't you worry on me. Don't worry on me, I'ma be just fine. Oh, can't you see? You shouldn't waste your time. Pretty mama now, don't you worry on me. Something like that. Yeah, that's a
great
fun one.
song.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
They're all great.
Thanks, man. I do appreciate that. I didn't never set out to write a bad one, but they all.
Can't believe you don't have an album.
It isn't that funny, Like I said, if back when I was growing up, I'm 46 years old now, and when I was growing up, it was all done by like sponsorship. 'Cause, I mean, back in the day, it was $30,000 to get an album done, and that's just kind of money we didn't have. And now today, in today's world, shoot, you can record at home, like you say now, and you can. They've got programs to master, like master your music and ship it off and get your vinyl records in, Brilliant. But I am quite the perfectionist when it comes to getting them laid down. I really want that high quality vinyl, just for my own personal satisfaction, because that's one of my favorite things to do when I do listen to music. It's on vinyl, and I just love the snap, crackle, pop, and it's all I've ever really wanted was to have my own record. But it'll happen one day. But
I
do have to throw one thing out there though before we cut loose today. My new mission in life is we mentioned I have the golf background, and this is actually pretty recent. But my new mission in life is it's always been my dream to go over to the old land, UK, Scotland, Ireland, and play those old golf courses. And I want to stay over there for quite a while, as long as I can. But I'm going to have to finance my own trip. So my goal is to play those courses, but play my music in the pubs at night. So I'm extensively starting this project I call UK 27. That's my goal, 2027, to be able to get over there with a proper tour booked, to travel the pubs and play the old golf courses all across UK, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, Britain. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's something
pretty
that
cool.
I'm gonna be trying to definitely write towards and work towards and get that get that to become a reality. You got to put it out there if you want it to become a reality, right?
Yeah, you got to manifest it.
Yeah, you have to manifest it. So that's what I'm doing right here on this show for the first time. I'm announcing publicly that I'm going to the UK. UK 27. So yeah,
you were launching your 2027 UK tour.
Yep, launching right here on your show. You're the first, but yeah, no, it's been a long time dream, and I think I've thought of that as doing it later in my life, but I think I'm going to try to do it 2027. So we'll see what happens. Try to spend at least 6 months to a year over there doing that. So yeah, we'll see if I can get that accomplished. So
well, Kevin, this has been phenomenal. This has been awesome for me.
Appreciate you having me.
Love hearing your songs. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much. Yeah, every third Friday I'm at Ann O'Malley's, Orange Street, St. Augustine, Florida. So
and when are you at Hurricanes?
Hurricanes more random on a less. I'd love to be like there, be able to say every second Saturday. But like I said, that is my goal here in town. I want a first Friday, a second Friday, a third Friday, fourth Friday, type of thing. That I like doing that type of schedule. So I do like to, like I said, I only play places that I want to play at, and so I'm seeking those places out. But there's a couple more on my list, so we'll get it all figured out. And then I do want to participate too. If anybody's out there with these songwriter festivals, I see them. We got one coming up, right, in St. Augustine.
Yeah.
I did make contact. They were lovely people and very nice, and informed me that it's too late for this year. Mm-hmm. But I just told them, to put me on the list for next year. I'd love to participate.
Oh, I think you will.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah. I just got to meet the people and get out there. But it's brilliant. Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. For sure.
You show up with dozens of fantastic songs.
All right. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah,
it's kind of hard to keep you out.
Keep you out. Yeah, right. Yeah. No. They the funniest thing we used to play on St. George Street with no restrictions, and that was growing up here. That's one of the memories I treasure, and so that is nice. But not sure what the politics are on that right now. But it's about 50 feet off this thing, and I don't know. But
yeah, I think you're all right if you stick to the side streets. There are like 12 official spots on St. George, if I remember, and they go out in a lottery, and it's very regimented. But if you stick to like the side streets, you're totally fine. You can busk all you want.
Yeah, it was good memories as a kid. Yeah. Well, thanks again, for having me. It's brilliant.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll do this again because I'm sure you got more songs.
Happy to come back anytime. That's brilliant. Thanks.
Right.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. See you guys later.
That's a great podcast, buddy.
Yeah, man.